Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is far too early for me to be awake, but whatever, let's get to it. I at least got, I think, 5 hours of sleep. We are off to Firepunk up in Plain City, Ohio. 07 is on the trailer, strapped down. We got that done last night. Good thing I popped out because I was literally about to throw her an old drop her down in the D and just go. So we'll shut that, but we are ready to go do some dyno testing at Firepunk. Got the Duramax hooked up, and let's hit the road. Enough. I don't even have the energy to just, you know, drag this out really. So let's hit the road. I'm not even sure how much I'm gonna film of this, but what I do want to do is see what kind of mileage we're gonna get. So we're gonna reset trip B, and let's see how she does towing. If there's any scales that are easy to get to, we'll swing by and hit one. If not, you know, 6,400 plus the trailer and stuff, plus the Duramax. I don't know, guys. Maybe I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'm gonna get the music going, get my first can of crack open as well, and yeah guys, let's get there. I just want to take this chance here to show you the Duramax exhaust brake. So as you can see, we are going down a 5% grade. We have the gooseneck, my truck, and then the truck itself. Exhaust brakes on. My feet aren't on the brake, okay? 5% grade, and this is where we're at. I manually shifted to 4th, and as we go down this grade, it is about maintaining speed. It might be dropping ever so slightly, but for the most part, it is maintaining 60 mile an hour, so not bad. It's definitely not a Cummins exhaust brake, but I will say that it is far better than the Power Stroke exhaust brakes that I have driven. I've driven exhaust brakes on Power Strokes, both deleted and emissions on, and it's nowhere close to what this Duramax is capable of emissions on. Again, this is emissions on tuned from Calibrated Power. We are 162 miles into our trip, averaging 67 Molnar, and we're getting 9.2 miles per gallon. So right now we're going through the really hilly part of West Virginia, by God, and so I think the speed limit's like 65, but we're pretty much, you know, going 70, 75 through here. I will say, one thing I do miss about my Cummins is the low end grunt. Like this thing, don't be afraid to let it sit at 3,000 RPM for a while. Whereas a Cummins, like a stock one with a VGT, probably not the best move, but like this thing absolutely has no problem doing it. And just like in any 6-speed trans, you know, that 4, you guys just saw me go to 5th gear. That 4 or 5 gear change is pretty significant RPM drop. So it's just something to keep in mind. I don't know how the 10 speeds are as far as RPM drop. I would assume that would be one of the only times that would be helpful. Just remember, guys, I'm not a big 10-speed fan at all. I think they're great when you use the truck as like a daily driver, you know, kind of putzing around town, maybe towing, you know, something light like a boat, maybe a little car trailer or something. But when you go to work these trucks, it seems like those 10 speeds, I don't know, everyone I've driven that has a 10 speed with a load behind it, I am not a fan. I would much rather have the 6-speed and work around the shift points. We're stuck behind a tractor about 5 minutes away from Firepunk. 9.2 miles per gallon overall, 363 miles. I stopped for fuel at like 200 miles. That factory fuel mileage calculator is pretty spot on. I think I got like, it was a little higher originally. It was like 9.8 3, and when I checked it, it was like 9.28. So pretty accurate, and no issues. Got the trans tuned now, and it really does shift and tow extremely well. Maybe I'll get a getting on a highway clip for you guys or whatever. You guys can see here, I still do manually shift it. I think it's just kind of like a creature of habit at this point from owning so many 68 RFEs. But let's get to Firepunk and see what happens. All right, guys, we're here. Let's go ahead and get unstrapped and unloaded. The truth time, guys. Not bad. Into the cave it goes. We got Larson today as our dyno guy. She's getting strapped down. Looks good in this bay. All right, so we've currently done, that was a learning pull. We've done 3. This was tune 1, I let out early. This was tune 2, fuel only. And this was, or no, I don't even know. But right now we just upped the jets a little bit. We got a couple of videos, but again, we were really just focusing on getting the dyno tuning. Big thank you to Larson and Levon. And we're working on it slowly but surely. Let's do another hit. All right, guys, so here's our final run, 1270. We spun really bad on the 420s. Larson said that that's all we can pretty much do with the tires we have and the time we have. And again, I told you guys, we're not here to make a big number. That is the first time I've ever heard this truck like come through a window like that. So we achieved what I wanted. I learned a ton. We'll cover it. We're getting it unstrapped now. We'll talk more later, but like I said, this was not a YouTube video that I wanted to focus on the video. I wanted to focus on the learning, and I feel like we did. Guys, we pulled it off. It's driving out under its own power. Can't ask for much more. Look at this glorious man driving it. All right, guys, we are pulling into the shop, and before this thing idles forever, I just want to peep the fuel mileage. 9.2. We averaged 56 Molnar, and I let this thing run while I fill it up and everything. We had some traffic. We went 737 miles based off all of my calculations. That factory fuel gauge is actually, I mean, pretty on point. I think my last calculation was like 9.1. So, I mean, it's right there. So 9.2, that's pretty good. I mean, again, we're not super heavy, but you know, you guys know we got that 22 GN 40 foot quad cab. Averaging, you know, we were moving, going 75, 77 in that range, moving. So I'm thrilled with it. We're gonna work on the trans tuning just a little bit. The 5.4 downshift requires a lot of throttle, and then it's really like it just kind of bangs the gears. So we're gonna get that fixed. But other than that, and you can manually shift around that, no big deal. So yeah, let me get this unloaded and we'll finish the video. We are back and unpacked. As you can probably tell, I'm extremely tired. I'm gonna pass out and get ready for the weekend, which I gotta build the spare motor. I might video it, I might not. Like 1367 fuel only is what we did on tune 2. So that's about where I thought we were at drag racing. And then every time we turned on more nitrous, the power actually got lower. We were spinning. We could have bolted radials on a few other things, but realistically, the goal, like I said from the get-go, was to figure out the nitrous, and Levon delivered. I appreciate him. They were getting ready to take Hunter Coffee's truck to the drag strip. He still carved out about a half hour for me. Really helped me understand a lot of the Max 5, the questions I had, like why it didn't work the way I thought it worked at Fitzgerald's. And we now have it where the solenoids don't pulse width modulate at full throttle. I also learned what the frequency function does and how it gives you control over how the nitrous is put into the engine. I probably asked some dumb questions, so I appreciate Levon for taking the time. We learned how to set it up for drag racing a lot more effectively off of the CPS6 limiter. So I'm going to implement that in the truck. It's just hooking up a wire and a relay. I'm excited to do that. We should be able to dry fire it as well, to make sure it works correctly like I think it's going to. So I expect us to be able to drag race safely and hopefully faster as well. And then the dyno stuff, just like I thought I had a good concept of the dyno, and they really, like, it's hard for me to process because I am so tired, but they gave me a different perspective, which is nice. Their dyno, so normally if you guys watch Firepunk's videos, you'll see them like bring a truck up and then they hold it and then all of a sudden it goes through the window. I tried to do that the first couple times that we didn't get on video with Larson, and I could not wrap my head around what that was trying to do. Like I didn't understand it. So Larson just turned that function off. So we used the dyno load that came on at 75, but instead of trying to hold me, it just let me go through it. We figured out how to get some heat into the motor and how to bring the nitrous in. And a big thank you to Levon and also Larson for spending probably 3 hours and offering to change jets and carry bottles and stuff just because my hand was all messed up. So I appreciate both of them for taking time out of their day to get us set up. I think I was on the dyno for 3 hours, so it really wasn't like a huge afternoon. I think all in all, we did like a couple of, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 runs. You guys could see 1367 is what we did on fuel only, and then like 1270 was tune 2 on nitrous, and Larson said the tires just let go. But the truck's lurching forward like it should. The suspension stuff, like I went over it with Levon a little bit, and they were extremely helpful. So if you guys need any kind of dyno tuning and stuff like that, I would highly recommend going to their shop. And whatever they charge you, just know that it is worth it. Like the amount of money I spent versus the knowledge I gained is, you can't put a price on it. Like it could possibly save our engine, trans, all that stuff. So again, it's one of those things, like, you know, if you want to compete with the best, you gotta go talk to the people that are the best, and the guys over at Firepunk are awesome. I also didn't get any video footage, but I got to see their duster in person. Incredible. I got to see Hunter Coffee's truck on the scales and all the fab work, and they were working on getting it ready for the drag strip. So it looks sick. I hope he has a lot of fun at UCC and everything goes well. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I know I keep saying this might be the last video. This should be going up throughout the week, and then we'll probably do one more I'll release. So yeah, all in all, again, we weren't trying to go on their leaderboard, although I think 1367 did put us like maybe in 5th or 6th or something. But we might go back later to try and get on their board. But today's name of the game was just learn, and that's what we did. Full disclosure, I have not pulled the oil filter off. I had to start the truck to move it in the shop, and I don't want to make a mess everywhere. So actually, guys, I lied. I won't be able to sleep. Let's just do it. As of right now, it's got about the same amount of run time that it did before. So I'm it's gonna eat at me. So I think I'm gonna pull the oil filter off and take a look at it. Okay. So initial look at, we have very clean oil. Okay, you guys went for a little tumble. You guys could see inside the oil filter. Drain some more of that out. Just a little bit of debris. A little bit of bearing material, but again, I'm pretty sure a lot of this is old. It's from when we tore it up the first time. Sorry guys, focus there. I don't see anything in here. Nothing. Sorry, I'm like looking and trying to film at the same time. Well, I would say we took care of our bearing problem. Just a little bit of material in there. And again, guys, remember this is all new bearings too, so you're gonna have a little bit. That's pretty normal, really. And I didn't actually clean the table like I should have, but doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Again, this is the second filter we've put on, but oil pressure looked good. Our oil, like there's not a ton of metal in here. Probably should have cleaned the table off before I did this, because I'm pretty sure some of that is residual, but I don't see our rod bearings in here. Get you guys a nice close-up. Just picking random pleats. I don't see anything crazy in there. So, all right. Now we'll end the video and we'll update you guys in the next video. Anyway, like this one, drop a comment down below. That thing was screaming in that room. It is so loud in there. Like the first pull I did, I had to like tune it out. I should have been wearing headphones, but hopefully you guys like that one in-cab footage that I got. And then big thank you to Larson for filming the outside dyno runs as well. So again, like, comment, subscribe if you're not already. And as always, guys, I'll catch y'all on the next one.